Hello, it's Monday, October the 3rd, 2016. Here I'm coming to you live from the fire danger sign. This is like the 3 points, the 3 corners of Altadena, La Cañada, and Pasadena. It's all kind of in this neck of the woods. This isn't the exact spot, but I don't know how to say this, but the Hahamongna Watershed Park. Park opens at sunrise, closes at sunset. That covers it for daylight savings time, whatever. Bicycles are allowed on paved roads only. Pasadena Police Department. Look at this. This is our logo for the Arroyo Seco. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. Amazing, huh? Then Gabriel Trail, National Recreational Trail. No campfires. Of course, with the campfire that way. And then there it goes, up that way. Oh, hi, sorry. So, yeah, let's take a look and see. Then this is the sunset overlook, city of Pasadena, Hahamongna Watershed again. Wow, how about that? I got nice little gates here. Remember, we looked at gates a couple days ago. Good. Pretty nice ironwork again, and beautiful rocks. All right, well, let's go on up here then and take a look. And let's talk about spirit today. Spirit, that's our word. Of course, we're on the road to spiritual gifts. And we've been looking at every little gift. Today, we're simply going to stop and take a few minutes and look at the word spirit. Now, one of the things as I was writing the devotional is that our battle is not against flesh and blood, but against spirit. Our own spirit, to be able to give it over to God, to admit that we're filthy, rotten sinners, to understand that we make mistakes. I confessed yesterday that I was in the hen house and I messed up. I messed up a lot. I was just taking my feet like this, and then I kind of squished the chicken, and when I came back down, the little fella had his beak right underneath my foot, and he's a goner. So sad. Well, the fix that I had, look at that, let's see what they have here. Notice tree removal. Dear residents, the City of Pasadena has a rich heritage of trees. The Department of Public Works, as custodians of the city, has a policy to preserve healthy trees from public property wherever possible. However, this tree is dead. Disease causing severe hardship. It's determined there's no alternative but to remove this city tree located adjacent to your property. Kenneth Graham, Forestry Superintendent. Wow, too bad. Look at this nice tree. Reminds me when I was a kid. You know, the bark, just beautiful. And of course, here's the dog pot. The clean solution dog, courtesy of, alrighty. Look at this, it's got a free bag, little pickup bag, got a place to put them there. That's pretty nice. I'll have to call and see about that. And so we don't fight against principalities and powers. We are fighting against principalities and powers, but not against spiritual things. A dynamic environment. Look at this. Wow, it's all on here. Well, we'll get to this in a minute. Let me go ahead and just stop for a minute. And a little wet here, huh? Well, I'll just have to sacrifice. So, I messed up yesterday. As human beings, we mess up, and we're not always right. We try our very, very, very best. But oh, by the way, yeah, behind me, that's Jet Propulsion Laboratory. That's JPL, the famous aeronautics institution, right behind me, right over the sunset here. So, what are we to do since we're fighting against principalities and powers in high places? That mean we just forget about the flesh, the physical? We don't worry about eating or drinking or exercising? No, we need to do all those things. We need to go ahead and take care of our temple and walking, exercising, eating right, making sure we pay our bills, be obedient to authority. I was talking with a pastor yesterday, and he was asking about the fact that a lot of these folks that are involved, and of course we're sad at the loss of any life whatsoever, but if the authorities stop you, you just say, yes sir, thank you sir, you know, just just do your best. And we know that sometimes, even when that's done, it isn't enough. So there's definitely a dynamic there that has to be replaced. I saw on one of the early morning shows here, there was a introduction to the Smithsonian's African American or Black American history, and a lot of really amazing history there. Alrighty. Preservation area. For your safety, please stay on the trail. Alrighty. Alright, this looks like it's kind of this isn't on there very well. I guess this soil is really super dry. Let's take a look at this sign over here too. This one, it shows that Devil's Gate Dam was built in 1920 for flood protection and water reservoir to recharge the Raymond Basin aquifer. It was the first dam built by the Los Angeles County Flood Control District after the devastating floods took place in 1914 and 1916. The dam was seismic retrofitted in 1998, allowing it to hold water. Wow, okay. Where does the water go? A place for people too, as the basin fills. Diversity abounds. Over 300 plant species and 100 animal species live here. Did you know that before it could roam on Mars, the Curiosity rover explored right here? Amazing, amazing. Well, let's continue on our walk here a little bit. So, who would better know about spirit than God? Because God is our creator, God is our Lord, the Father Almighty. He is the one that, we're getting to the sagebrush now, He is the one that we need to depend upon on our walk, on the road to spiritual gifts. This morning, my wife reminded me that I left the house and I didn't leave the $3 for our son. He needed $3 for something. And I guess there's no other way to do it, so he's going to miss out. So I'm going to put together a solution. I'm going to put together a little petty cash box, and I'll put about $20 in there in ones, and then there'll be a little petty cash drawer. And so if we need this again, then we'll have it. We'll be able to just go into the petty cash drawer, write a note, what the cash is for, and we'll keep it going that way. That way, then we'll always have it. Yesterday, with the solution with the rooster, the little chicken there, is that I built a tube, and the tube, by the way, I've never been on this trail before, ever. This is like incredible. Look over here. This is amazing. Look at that. Wow, they put a lot of concrete in there. These people put wood on theirs. They used a lot of wood there on theirs. They just stacked up all of the wood. These folks, they built a beautiful little they used that rough metal, and look, they made like a little cave there. Wow, isn't that amazing? And look, they stacked all those rocks up there. Just kind of a soil erosion. Really cool. So, and then here's a really good view of JPL. We've been over here before, but we've never really looked at JPL quite this way before. We've never had quite the same view. Look at this, amazing. I've never seen the watershed like this either. Look at all that. That's where the water comes down, and look at all the cars going into JPL. People are getting to work. Be nice to hike this thing all the way to the top. And then of course there's a paved road. Here's another view of that neat shed that they have there. Look at that. Really a cool shed. And they have a woven fence. They took one way, the other, and made a woven fence. Isn't that beautiful? All right, a lot of rocks, so you got to kind of watch your step. So as we walk into this day through the sagebrush and along the river rocks here above the watershed and the preserve, let's do our best. Oh, I see. This goes right down back onto this. Here's a metal rod. This rod is obviously a grounding rod. Well, it used to be on this pole apparently. This is a grounding rod. It's copper, and they grounded something with that. Now it's just a tripping hazard. Alrighty. Well, and here's another deal where water's coming out. Amazing. Alrighty, well, we'll go back. Look at those beautiful rocks here. We'll go on back this way. We'll wrap up our time together. Google the word spirit and Bible, and you'll find a lot. The Spirit of the Lord hovered over the water in spirit and truth. As far as we're concerned, though, look at this one here, missing since. Oh, they're looking for a little puppy here. Wow, that's a nice. Look, these are star screws. That's a number 10 bit, looks like. Here's a closer view of this wonderful. That's a cool idea. They made like one of those old-fashioned deals there. And look, all these stones, they're actually in kind of an angle. That's how they're able to do it. They just piled them up and made an angle, and then look at this. They paved over it with concrete and made a really nice deal. This is interesting here because these folks, they're not interested in permanency. They just want to have a solution. They put all this chipped wood here to help stop the erosion. Over here, all these different properties, they just face off to this beautiful watershed. Here's a hazard here, huh? Sharp that is. Here's another one over here. Very sharp. And another one. And then just... Alrighty, well. The Spirit. This is a good idea. Look, these folks, they just put in a pylon and they built a whole deck out over. That's a good idea. Alright, so the fact of the matter is that we're not in the dark. We're not left alone. God did not leave us without guidance. To fight the spiritual battle, we know what to do now. We know that we need God. We need God to help us. We cannot have everlasting life without pleading the blood of Christ over us. We have to admit that we need it. We have to admit that we're sinners. We have to move forward in submission. And if we do that, if we realize that the battle is not ours, the battle is the Lord's, the Lord will use us. But if there's any sort of distress, any concern, suddenly our lives turn in such a way that we no longer feel like we felt. And I've seen it happen. It can just turn on the point of a dime. Boom. Everything can change. 1 minute, everything's awesome. The next minute, whoosh, it's all gone down the tubes. And you're like, what in the world happened there? Why did this happen? And then you say to yourself, you say, well, you have to stop and say to yourself, where, God, do I turn? What do I do now? And you ask God, you ask the Father, you say, Father, what can I do? How can I address this? And the Lord will show us how to do it. Well, it's been good to be with you today. Remember, whatever we face it with the power of the Holy Spirit. And this is Bob coming to you live from above here, above the Royal Seiko. You can reach me at 213-713-8954, 8954green at att.net, or at the Twitter at bobbob8954, and I hope to hear from you soon. God bless you. I'll see you tomorrow. It'll be the 4th. Yay! Till then, love you. Have a great day.